Last week, a team at Baidu released a new open source VLM called Unlimited-OCR. And the name is really the whole pitch. The promise is that you can take a long document and parse the entire thing in a single pass, dozens of pages at a time, without the model ever slowing down. And it caught on pretty quick. It's already sitting at over 12,000 stars here on GitHub. And this one piqued my interest for a couple of reasons. With this model, they have claimed to have solved a known problem with vision language models, particularly around parsing of long documents. So essentially, the model can hold a long document in context, and as it processes page by page, there is no noticeable slowdown in the output. And the second reason is that they didn't build this VLM from scratch. They essentially fine-tuned a version of DeepSeek-OCR, which made a big splash last year around its optical compression. Unlimited-OCR is a mixture of experts model. It's just over 3 billion parameters with 500 million parameters active, so it is a bit bigger than some of the newer VLMs that have come out recently. So I decided to take it for a test drive to see what all the fuss is about. It is an open weights model, so I downloaded it and then I spun up a small app to put it through its paces on a real long document. There is a neat visualization on how Unlimited-OCR works within the repo, but they didn't actually provide the app to play around with yourself, so I got Claude Code to throw something together for me. And on the face of it, it looks pretty promising. So let me just grab a large PDF here. This one is 5 megs. It's around 50 pages. And if I just click start, you should soon be able to see all of the content streaming through. There you go. And it is capturing the coordinates on page. It is essentially capturing the layout. And you can see there on the GPU, it is spiking as it's working through. Now there's a lot of memory being hogged there, but that's more just down to the configuration of the SG-Lang container that I have here on Docker. You can see from the trace and the visual, we are getting the information from the source document. We're also getting layout and structure, coordinates on page, etc. And it is pretty fast. If I jump to raw, you can see it is streaming through at a decent pace. This system can run in 2 different modes. So there's the Gundam mode, which runs high resolution page by page. And then there's the base mode. So let me just stop this and we'll switch to base mode. I'll reset and let's try another document. And we'll process this one using the base mode. So this is lower resolution, the entire thing being dropped into context. And as you can see, it is a pretty fast stream through. So with this demo, it's obvious that it does essentially work. It's not without its issues. There are little bugs in this app that I would need to iron out. But there is a big difference between something working versus is it actually worth using? Is it the right tool for the job? The first thing we should probably clear up is how this actually works. Let's get under the hood here. And to take it right back to basics, it is worth calling out the difference between different OCR approaches. Because essentially, at the most basic level, you've got traditional OCR models. So the likes of Tesseract and Paddle OCR. These are essentially a detect and recognize pipeline. One model finds the boxes of text on the page, another reads the characters inside them. And what you get back is the raw text, but the structure of the page is basically gone. Then in the middle, you've got structure-aware document parsers. So the likes of Dockling's dedicated table and layout parsers, or Paddle OCR's PP structure pipeline. These are still pipelines, but they've got a layout model and a table model, so they actually understand the structure of the page, and they can help export out Markdown, for example. With these solutions, you can keep your tables intact, you can keep the reading order correct without ever touching a large language model. And then at the top, you've got vision language models, which is what Unlimited-OCR is. And that's a single model that just looks at the whole page and writes the text out in much the same way that it would describe a photograph, for example. And the reason it's worth drawing this out is that these 3 approaches are still very much in use. It isn't really a story of VLMs replacing traditional OCR or structured pipelines. It's more that you have different options depending on the use case. So if, for example, you have lots of clean, simple pages, then traditional OCR is still the right call. It's faster, it's cheaper, it can run on a CPU, it's deterministic, so you get the same answer every single time. If your documents are structured, so tables, forms, invoices, the kind of thing where the layout carries a lot of meaning, then very often the likes of Dockling, a structure-aware parser, that's essentially the sweet spot for it. So where VLMs really earn their place is when documents are messy or varied, they're unusual, maybe if there's lots of handwriting, the kind of things where a rigid pipeline would fall over, and you need something that can take in, let's say, the whole page and essentially reason over it. But then that flexibility comes with a catch, which is that when a vision model is unsure, it doesn't just leave it blank, it actually can hallucinate a value. And to understand where this unlimited OCR model fits into all of this, we first need to just understand how a vision model actually sees a page. Because a model doesn't read pixels directly. What it does is it chops up a page into a grid of small squares, which are called patches, and it turns each of those patches into a token. So essentially the page becomes a sequence of tokens in the same way that a sentence is a sequence of words. And that's worth holding on to because everything that follows is really a battle over how many of these tokens you end up with. The fewer tokens you can represent that page in, the cheaper and the faster the whole thing gets. But you've also got less room then to be accurate. So that tension between how few tokens you use and how much you can trust the result is basically the whole game from here on out. And there are two sides to this token problem. So there's the input side, which is how many tokens it costs just to get the page or the pages into the model so that it can read it. And then there's the output side, which is how many tokens and how much memory it takes for the model to write the answer back out again. And on a dense page, the input on its own can be thousands of tokens, whereas the output, so the full transcription of a long document, let's say, can run to hundreds of thousands of tokens or more. So both sides are expensive, but they're expensive in different ways. And that means reading long documents is really actually two separate problems, which is you need to shrink the input on the left, and you also need to tame the output on the right. And that's essentially what DeepSeek have solved here and what Unlimited-OCR have solved here. So to tackle the input side first, and this is DeepSeek-OCR, their approach is that you take the page, which might have, let's say, 2000 text tokens, and it renders that page as an image. And then it compresses that image down into a very small number of vision tokens. And you can see on screen how much that actually squeezes and compresses the input. If this page was passed as text into the model, you would be burning 2000 odd tokens. Whereas by converting it to these vision tokens, these images, essentially you're decreasing the size by a factor of 16. So you essentially get the detail of a high resolution page and everything on it, but at a fraction of the cost. And that's the idea of optical compression, and it's a really neat trick. Now it isn't fully lossless, so there is a price that you pay for that compression. It's not much. So at 10x the compression, the model retains around 97% accuracy, which is very good. But the more and more that you compress, the accuracy does drop quite sharply. So there is a sweet spot that you're looking for on this graph. DeepSeek-OCR comes with 5 different resolution modes, and that is essentially the dial that you can trade off detail against the number of tokens. At the cheap end, you've got Tiny, which only uses 64 tokens and is at the lowest level of detail. The mid-level is Base at 256, and then Gundam is the dynamic version that essentially slices a high-resolution page into tiles so that it can really pick out the fine details. So that is the highest resolution version, and that's what you saw in the demo earlier. And the reason it's worth flagging this is that when Baidu built Unlimited-OCR on top of DeepSeek-OCR, they didn't carry through all of these 5 modes. In the demo, you saw me run Gundam and Base, and they are the only 2 that they support. So while DeepSeek solved the input side of the equation, when you loaded up a long document for a single shot processing, what tended to happen was the processing slowed down and the accuracy tended to drop. And the reason for this is that as a model generates text, so token by token, word by word, it keeps a running memory of everything that's already written so far. And its running memory is the KV cache. And the important thing about this is that it grows with every single token that the model generates. So the more it writes, the bigger the cache gets, the more expensive the attention becomes, and the model literally slows down the further along it goes as the context window fills up. So even if you've got a tiny compressed input, the moment you ask the model to write out 40 pages of a transcription in a single shot, the output side balloons and it grinds to a halt. And the paper is actually quite blunt about this, that no existing model could parse even 10 pages in a single pass. So the input was solved, but the output was the real wall. So how do you stop that KV cache, that memory from ballooning the more and more you process in a single pass? And Baidu's answer comes from an observation around how you would do it manually. So if you had a source book and you were copying by hand and writing out the text, you're not rereading everything you've already written every time you go to write the next word, because you'd never get finished. What you actually do is you keep your eyes on the source, so the book that you're copying from, and you glance back at, let's say, the last few words that you wrote in order to keep yourself in the flow and understand the context. And that's essentially it. You're almost instantly forgetting everything else you've transcribed. You're only really focusing on the surrounding sentences. Now, this type of approach would not work at all with the typical large language model, because you need to be able to attend to everything in context to be able to create coherent responses. Whereas the job of a VLM is transcription in this case. You only need to focus on the particular section of the input that you're processing. So they call this R-SWA, which is Reference Sliding Window Attention, and it's the one truly novel thing in this paper. So every word that the model writes can still look back at the entire page, so all of those compressed image tokens stay in context, in full view, and that's the reference part. But when it looks back at the text that it's already written, it only ever sees the last 128 words. So it's a small sliding window, and anything older than that essentially drops out of memory. So then as a result, if you compare your standard vanilla attention mechanism versus this R-SWA, with this approach, the memory stays flat and the speed stays constant, no matter how many pages you actually process. And now obviously if it's a short document, that doesn't make much of a difference. But for longer documents, according to their research, they were seeing a speed increase of up to 35% for pages with more than 6,000 image tokens. So as you can see, there is some interesting aspects to this model. There are a few catches though. It is called Unlimited-OCR. It's not actually unlimited. There is a input ceiling of 32,000 tokens. It's kind of on their to-do list within the paper to expand that out further. But you essentially can't actually load massive documents into this model for a single shot transcription. They say they've tested this with documents of up to 40 plus pages, and that's essentially what you saw me do earlier in the demo. Another catch is in the different resolution modes. So the Gundam mode that you saw earlier, this is the high-res tiled approach that only works on a single page. So it's only the base mode where you can actually load up the full document into context. For Gundam, you essentially need to batch process. And the error rates that they found in their research were actually as a result of the drop in resolution as opposed to the memory mechanism that they actually implemented. Another catch is on the benchmarks and metrics. So they use the OmniDoc bench, and based off the table, it is appearing at the top at 93.9. However, they didn't test this model against the more recent VLMs that have come out. And some of those have performed better on this benchmark, as well as on other relevant related benchmarks. So the likes of Mistral OCR 4 actually only came out this week, so that's pretty much too soon. But Chandra 2 came out quite a while back, and it's actually very impressive. Miner U 2.5 Pro also scores higher, as well as Baidu's own newer Paddle OCR VL model. GLM OCR is another VLM that scored really high on these benchmarks. So this definitely isn't the best in class when it comes to the actual OCR model's capabilities. There's also another catch, which is, would you not just chunk the documents anyway? Because anytime I've ever implemented an ingestion pipeline, so I've always split them into different pages and processed the pages in parallel and then essentially aggregated the results. And this chunking approach is inherently scalable. You're not single-shotting a large document, you're fanning out across lots of different workers, different pages, and you can also have durable execution as well. So if one of those workers fails, you can restart it and continue with the processing. And by splitting up the document like that, you don't really have this KV cache memory problem that Baidu have solved. You are essentially just getting around it. Whereas actually by sequentially processing the document, even though this approach is faster as they have shown in their research, it would be a lot slower than just parallel processing each page. So what really is the benefit of one-shotting the likes of document parsing? And I think the main one is coherence. If you take a table, for example, or a sentence, if they happen to run across page breaks, multiple pages, instead of getting sliced straight down the middle or straight across the middle, you get a simpler pipeline out of it. There's no stitching required that you don't need to build and maintain. So there is a real win there. It's just a much narrower win than the way they make it sound with Unlimited-OCR. So even though I was pretty intrigued by this model and what it actually could do, I think in general, I probably would actually skip it. Like, it's not the accuracy leader. Unlimited isn't really unlimited. You're limited to 32,000 tokens. And essentially, you don't need to one-shot documents anyway. You would probably just chunk them and process them in parallel. So yeah, what I'd use instead, a specialist VLM, if a VLM was needed at all. Local or cloud models, Data Labs, their API is very good, or you can use their Chandra 2 OCR model. Usually I would use Docklane. So within our own full stack AI agent platform, we use the standard Docklane pipeline for our document processing. And we do tend to get pretty accurate outputs from this. And for more complex documents, we would then fall back to using VLMs locally. Where I think the solution actually does make sense is where chunking actually is causing you problems. So things like translations, maybe audio transcripts, or that example of tables that span multiple pages. If you're struggling to get clean reads on all of those, then sequentially processing the entire document might actually make sense. If you are interested in building production-grade agentic RAG systems that require complex document processing like this, then definitely check out the agentic retrieval module of our AI Architects course. Here we have 17 lessons that cover everything around retrieval, from initial document ingestion, storage, querying, as well as hybrid retrieval techniques like knowledge-based exploration, graph RAG, and compiled knowledge layers. This course is available to members of our community, the AI Automators, so I'll leave a link in the description below. A newer approach to retrieving information from knowledge bases is actually to use images instead of text. This is essentially RAG that can see, and it makes use of multimodal embedding models, as well as VLMs to interrogate the retrieved images. Check out this video here on Pixel RAG to learn more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.